Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Okay, so let's get started. In today's session, we will see, we have already seen the roadmap of data engineering. The first skill that we are going to learn will be SQL. Now, how important is SQL to your life? Forget about data engineering. You take any role, whether it's a data science, data analytics, or data engineering, SQL becomes like one of the mandatory language, right? So let's see what is that. Particularly for data engineers, you have to play with data. If you want to play with data, you need to have a tool, and that is what we are going to learn. Okay. Now, just focus on this image. Just focus on this image. The guy is trying to reach top of the Mount Everest. The guy is trying to reach the top of the Mount Everest. And that Mount Everest in our topic will be data engineering. Now, the two important things that he carries is he has to carry SQL, he has to carry Python. Okay. If you learn these two skills, let me tell you, your 50% of data engineering is done. If you're able to learn these two skills, your 50% of your data engineering is done. One, to play with data. Another, a programming language, which is a Python. Again, you can play with data there as well, but where are you connecting? How are you talking to the database? That is how it differentiates between SQL and Python. Okay. So as and then, to reach that Mount Everest, the first thing we have to learn will be these two programming languages. Okay. So we'll start with SQL. We'll take around 22 days, and then we'll go to Python, and Python again will have for 22 days. So 40-50% of your syllabus will be completed with this. And post that, we are going to go with data warehousing, and followed by how to handle the big data. And for that, we have a couple of solutions. And after that, we are going to learn that in cloud, right? So this will be a roadmap. I just talking to a few of my colleagues. Okay, we're already coming end of 2024, right? So it's also almost done. September is done in the sense the last 3 months just goes like that, right? But you know what? Still your fate is in your hand, right? We still have 100 days left in this year. Out of 365 days, still 100 days is left. That is 33% of still 2024 is left out. And it's completely in your hand how you want to end this year. Okay. So there are two type of people. There are one set of people, let's fine, let's do it in 2025. It's done, end of the year. And there is a set of people who want to end the year with a high note so that they can start the next year with a fresh work, job, skills, right? So I would request you to be on the second part. You have 100 days. Try to have some dedicated time towards the subject. Okay. What if I say you that in the next 100 days, you can become a data engineer, right? Which is one of the very high paying job in the industry. You compare with any other role, any other experience, there is no one else who's getting a salary like data engineers. I have my own colleague, okay, 12 years of experience as getting the highest package of 68 lakhs per annum in data engineering. Now, I'm not saying everyone here will get 68 lakhs. It's all about your experience, your growth, your skills, your learning, your past experience, your past salary depends on that. You will be given a package, but there is a record and proof with respect to this particular role because this role requires some additional skills that is a bit difficult to crack. But here We are going to help you learn from zero. Anyone who doesn't even know ABCD in IT, don't worry. We are going to take every step from scratch. For the people who already know, this could be a very basic, but people who don't know anything, this is a very right platform for you to learn, right? To get started, as I said, 20 hours of SQL, 20 hours of Python, then followed by 60 hours of Big Data, Spark, and specifically we are learning Azure. So this skills will definitely make you a data engineer, right? So I'm setting the expectations on the day one. It is tough. It's not easy, right? I've been training almost 45 skills in my experience, but this is the difficult subject. But it's really the worth. You learn, you'll get the high package. Okay, it's really the worth. It's really the worth. Okay, with that, for the next 100 days, try to dedicate this course, learn, and you will see the results. I need not tell anything. You go, you search in LinkedIn, you search in Naukri, you research in anywhere, you'll get to know about this data engineering. I need not tell much. In order to master this, as in then we have a way to cross 98 sessions to complete this. It's a second session, right? So we still have 98. There is a long way to reach, but every step you take, you are actually getting closer, closer, and closer. Right. So initially, whenever I can just give an example, people who are from Andhra and people who are from South, right? You would have visited Tirumala temple, right? The initial first few steps which you take, where you have to walk some around 80 kilometers, the initial few steps which you take, it's very easy, right? You talk to your friends, like you just walk casually. The more and more you walk, you're actually nearing to the destination, but the pain you carry will be more. Similar to that, day one, you will have a lot of energy. Yes, new skill, let me learn. But what is important to reach on top is consistency. The consistency is required. If you are not consistent, then we see that almost 45 to 50% of students drop out in between because of consistency issue. You have to walk, you have to keep on aiming the end point. Now, with that, let's get into the subject. So today we are going to start understanding about SQL. Okay. Now, this guy is carrying two things in his bag, which is most important, SQL and Python. So let's learn about SQL first. As in then, people say SQL, or people say SQL. What exactly is SQL? It is structured query language. First of all, from this slide, I understand that it's a language, right? Now, many of you are from different parts of the world, right? Different parts of country, different parts of world, you know different languages. But every single person in this class is able to understand what I'm speaking. It's because I'm speaking with you with a one common language, which is English, right? So since English is a universal language where everyone is able to understand, it's getting a rapport between you and me, right? Now, I'm from Bangalore. So if I want to communicate to any localite here, I have to speak in Kannada. Okay. If I go towards Kerala, I have to speak in Malayalam. If I go towards Andhra, right, or Telangana, I need to speak in Telugu. If I go towards Tamil Nadu, I have to speak in Tamil. This is how I can communicate to local people, correct? Similarly, if I want to communicate to one tool, then I can use this language. What is that? Database. Okay, if I want to talk to a database, in that case, I have to use this language, which is nothing but structured query language. Okay, now, before we get it, let's see what is the agenda for today's session. We'll focus on what is a SQL. Okay, what is this history of SQL? So ideally, you learn any skill. Knowing couple of things about history makes you feel proud, and oh yes, we are learning this because of this reason. So You may not be interested in your history, geography in your school days, but at least let's learn something about this subject, that is SQL. We'll see a couple of things on the history part, and then we'll focus on why it is important. And end of the day, we will have to start practicing. So 80-85% of our time in our course will be hands-on experience. For that, you need to have a proper tool. You need to have a proper environment and infrastructure for practice. So let's focus on the installation, right? Now, I'll ask you a few things. Just see how much you can test your memory. Okay? India's first World Cup in our generation, 2011, 50 overs World Cup. It was won under MS Dhoni. What was the day? What was the day?
Sunday.
When did? No, when I say date, it should be date. What is the date? When did India won the 2011 World Cup? Date. Come on, you're all Indian fans.
2nd April.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
2nd April or 3rd April?
It's 2nd April only.
Okay. Today, everyone is having one electronic device attached to your body, that is your smartphone. And without your smartphone, it's very difficult to have a daily routine. Now, can anyone tell me when was your first smartphone was launched? No idea, sir. Why we need all this? We have a smartphone, we have internet, that is enough. Who launched it, when it is launched, who cares? Yes? Are we right?
2008.
2008? Okay, forget about everything. I hope you remember this. What happened in November 8th, 2016? November 8th, 2016.
Demonetization.
Demonetization. Okay, this again, cricket fans will know it. Who holds the fastest ODI 100 record? No idea. Okay, forget about everything. The last one, at least you need to remember. 21st March 2020.
COVID first lockdown.
COVID first lockdown. Are we right?
Yes, Santosh.
In the next 6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months, what if I say you that COVID was 5 years back? It was just like now where we used to have this vaccination mask, everything, and it's already been 5 years. Time is just running, and you need to be on track to catch it, right? Every single day is moving on, right? And another stat, okay? What if I say you that everyone in this batch, we only have 4,000 weekends with us. We already wasted one last week, yesterday and day before yesterday. Okay, what if I say you that everyone in this batch is having just 4,000 weekends with you, and how you spend is what matters now. Okay, now forget about all this time related one. If I ask you all these questions, you will not get an answer by your memory. Your brain is not that type of a storage device. So we usually don't focus, right? So there are few people who have passion about cricket, maybe they'll remember. There are few people who are passionate about history, they will remember. But what is need for us? I don't know. I cannot remember all this. Now, if I want to have this, remember, that means I need to have stored this somewhere. I need to have stored this somewhere, right? So something has to be stored so that you can go and ask a question. Now, where it is stored? All this information, where it is stored? I know that it is going to be stored in a storage device, but where? Well, we can store all this in a database. We can store all this in a database. Now, what is a database? Now, database is a storage where all your data is effectively stored, and it will help us to get the data at any point of time. The same question, if you go and ask in Google, Google will give you the answer in 0.0001 second. How? They have stored it. They have stored it, and that is why you're able to get the answer. Correct? Now, if multiple people are trying to order something, let's keep it as simple as having a ticket booking, right? 11 o'clock in the morning in Indian time, we have something called Tatkal ticket, right? So people who have planned very late for their travel usually book the ticket one day prior to the travel date. So usually what happens, 11 o'clock in the morning, Tatkal ticket opens. They have some quota, like 45 tickets, 50 tickets, and thousands of people will be trying to book it. Not everyone will get it. Not everyone will get it. Only the first come first serve people who has done the transaction in given time will get it. Now, how this is happening? Multiple people are trying to complete the transaction. So what happens here? What happens here? This is a system. This is a system. Okay. In this system, here is a database system. Just give me 1 minute. Don't know why my pen is not working. Okay, just observe here. So this is a system, database system. Multiple people are connected and doing the transactions, right? So multiple people are connected. So database is a system where multiple people across the world will try to access it. Whether they're opening a new account, they're closing a new account, they're modifying it, they're making a transactions, everywhere we try to connect it. Okay, now here what happens, if you want to go and change your address, phone number, name, whatever you want, you can go and directly change it. You can have an edit option, correct? So that edited record also is getting stored. Your new record, old record, everything is getting stored. All of your information is effectively managed. Now, how come all this is it's happening? Simultaneously, multiple people can also touch the database. It's not like a storage where only you use it. No, it's a universal storage where everyone in this world can go and access it. Correct? Now, to talk to this system, it's a computer. It's a computer, right? Database is a computer. Now, if I want to talk to a computer, I cannot go and talk in English. Hey, can you give me what happened in 2011? Can you tell me what happened in 2015? I cannot get that because I'm talking in English. Your computer does not understand English. Your computer understands a language that is called computer language. Now, if I want to talk to this database, if I want to ask this question to the database, in that case, I need a language. I cannot go and talk in Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, or Hindi or English. I need to talk to this database with the language, and that language we consider as SQL. And it is called structured query language. It is a language, see the second point, which is used to communicate to the database. This is a one and only language as of today. If you want to communicate to a database, there is no other exceptional language. Only with this language you can communicate. And that is why I'm telling, even today, this is needed for every single role which is related to data driven, because there is no other alternative to read. You have to write a code to talk to this database. So database, if you want to communicate, you can talk to database only with language called SQL. And some people call it as SQL, some people call it as SQL. Both are same. Okay, it's completely your way of calling it. And this SQL stands for structured query language. Now, let us also consider this as a storage device, right? Let's also consider this as a storage device. Now, only one storage device which also always pokes my mind is pen drive. But pen drive is your storage device. Okay. So in your pen drive, you can store your files, documents, everything you can store, right? Now with this pen drive, you have different brands, right? You have Samsung pen drive, Sony pen drive, Transcend pen drive, SanDisk pen drive. So you have different brands. Only brands are different. The work of a pen drive remains same, right? So pen drive is a pen drive. Only the thing is brand. Let's talk about a smartphone. Every smartphone is same. Only thing is it's different company, right? One is Vivo, one is Redmi, one is Sony, one is Samsung. So it's a different brand. So similarly, in the database also, we have so many database in the market. We have Oracle, Sybase, SQL Server. There are so many databases. Whichever database it is, database it is, you can use SQL to communicate and get what you want. Any database, let it be any database. If you want to talk to the database, let's start using SQL. And that is why even today it is so important. Okay, so with this language, you can start updating, creating, you can start querying it, you can ask questions, you can do whatever you want. And this is the best channel to go and communicate to a database. Okay, so I was just talking about a database, how exactly the data is stored. Let's see. Everyone in this batch, everyone who has attended today's session, everyone have one common thing, name. So name is a generalized one, but everyone have a different name. Maybe my name is Santosh, your name is Satish, your name is Anand, like Hema. You have different set of names, right? So name is a column name, and what you have could be a row. So how are we classifying this? If you see here, the entire information is actually stored in a table format. The entire information is actually stored in the table format, right? So this is a table format. So this is a table format. So the entire information is stored here. And as I said, everyone will have a name. Everyone have their education details, right? So all this, if you see, this is actually called a column. This is actually called a column. And your particular information, like what is your name, what is your position, what is your salary, if you take this, becomes like a one row. Okay, complete information about you will become one row. And if you're specifically focusing on, hey, what is Santosh salary, or what is Santosh qualification, what is Santosh age, if I specifically focus on one value, in that case it becomes a data point. Okay, so you'll be using this very often in the next few classes. But as in then at a high level, if you're asking me how the data is getting stored, the data is getting stored in the form of a table. What does a table has? Table has like columns. What do you mean by columns? Column is like in generalized. Okay, name, age, functional area, maximum pay, whatever it is. It's actually the column name. And one particular information about that complete customer, we call it as a row. And if you're focusing on only one value, in that case it becomes a data value. Okay, so all these are few things which you will be seeing often. Don't try to by heart it, not required. As and then you start using it, you will get used to it. So people say that it is important. Yes, it is. But why and how it is important? Okay, we have been talking to many of the experts in the real time. We have been working very hard to understand some research papers, and we have observed that SQL is considered as one of the most important processing layer where you can process the data. Okay, so we have talked to most of the organizations, companies, clients, as well as the employees. We have observed that 55% of the times we are actually using SQL for processing data. What is there in this? What is there in this? Right? So in the entire film industry, who is considered a superstar? In the entire film industry, who is considered a superstar?
Shahrukh.
Who?
Rajinikanth.
Rajinikanth. Why only he is called superstar? Why not others? Everyone is acting. Everyone is performing well. Everyone is earning money. Everyone has their own profile. But why only this? Why only Rajinikanth is called as a superstar?
Because of his action.
No, a lot of other action people also.
Unique
He has
style.
more fans.
Okay. So the reason why he's been called as a superstar depends on whatever he has done in the past. And even today, whatever the age he may be, even now, if you're acting a movie, people will still call it as superstar, right? That means he has some unique acting, maybe a number of movies hits, and he has performed, right? Everything could be better. There should be something also with SQL, why it is so important. We'll find out why. We'll find out why. Okay. Now, in order to find out why, first we'll try to understand when this was launched. Your SQL is 50 years old. It's not 1 year, it's not 2 years, it's 50. It's 50. Okay. The age of SQL and age of my mother are same, both are same. 50 years. So in this 50 years, if you see, it is still not been replaced. We are still using it. Okay. So I have a class now. After this, I have another class. 9:30, I'll close my class. 9:35, the first thing I will do for my work office project is writing a SQL code. So just remember how important it is. The first thing as a data engineer, even though having a 10 years of experience managing a team, I still have to go and write a SQL code. That is how it is important. People say that in order to survive in IT, you need to have communication first. No doubt, you need to have communication. But I'll equal this with SQL. You need to know SQL. You need to have the SQL knowledge if you want to survive in any technology. It could be an application developer, it could be data science, it could be data engineering, anything. You have to know this. The only people who need not learn SQL will be HRs. HRs. Apart from that, everyone will be learning this. Okay. So it's been 50 years in the market and no one has ever replaced this. No other technology has replaced this. Okay. So you need not remember the names, but I'll read it out. The SQL was actually developed by Raymond Bosch and Donald Chamberlain. And initially they had called it as SQL, SEQUEL, which is like a short form of the structured query language. And after that, due to some copyright issue, they have changed it to SQL, but still I have a habit of calling SQL. It's up to you whether you want to call it as SQL or you want to call it as SQL. It's up to you. Okay. So with this 54 years of the technology, nothing is hampered. And today it remains one of the best and strongest skill in the market. Let's see what is making it is so important. Okay. So there are two things which I want to discuss. One is called OLTP and one is OLAP. The slide looks very plain. Let's not think too much about this as of now. Let's go back to some example and then we'll come back. Okay, let's go back to some example and then let's come back. Now, somewhere I've seen this. Which app is this?
Red bus.
Red bus.
Red bus.
Is there anyone, this question is specifically for the people who are in India. Is there anyone who have never used this app? Is there anyone who has never used this app?
Me.
You have never used?
Basically I used Make My Trip. So
Oh, okay.
I'm not a frequent traveler in bus. So, but If I want to book a bus also, like I go with make my trip, basically.
Okay.
That's the reason I use that.
Right. You take any travel. Okay. Usually what we do is some of the like immediate planned travel, you will always book bus, right? Bus is like most easily available. And people who don't know, this is an app. Redbus is an app where you can book your tickets and you can travel. Okay. If bus is at 9 o'clock, you can still book the ticket at 8:30 in case if the tickets are there. Now, this ticket booking app, there are three different colors you can see on the screen. So one is like the one which is a very much white color. That means those seats are all available. The one which is already booked, which is grayed out. And one which you are trying to book, obviously, is the green color. And the one which is in the pink color, it's basically says that it's booked by a lady, right? So this is how it is. Now you have booked the ticket. You have booked the ticket. In the sense, you have selected this ticket. Okay, you have selected this ticket. This is, imagine it's from Bangalore to Hyderabad. Okay, same bus, same time, everything is same. You have selected that seat and you have started to book the ticket. You have to pay some 630 rupees. You're trying to do the transaction. The first thing is you have selected it and you're clicking this and you're going to the next slide. Imagine there is a next person who is again trying to open the same app and he's trying to choose again Bangalore to Hyderabad, same bus. For him, this ticket will show as blocked. Just the difference between two people opening the app is in seconds. This guy who has booked the ticket, who has selected the ticket, is like, let's assume that he has booked at 7:36, maybe 10 seconds. The another person has still opened the same time 7:36, but he has opened at 15 seconds. Within 5 seconds gap, you'll see that the seats are blocked. They work with the principle like first in, first out. So whoever comes first, for them the priority will be given, right? So the person who has started this transaction, the priority will be given, and they'll give some 15 minutes time to purchase this ticket. In case if they have not purchased, if they have a failed transaction, the blocked seat will be unblocked. Okay, it happens. Now, when the transaction is progressed, there is no one else can book the same ticket. See how fast it is, just 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. Maybe this, if it is too hard for understand, take any application. Okay, you can take even flight ticket or you can take a train ticket. Train ticket is a very good example because you will have only a certain limited seats. Thousands of people are trying to buy it, but not everyone will get it. Only the first come person who has done the transaction immediately, they will be able to get it, right? Now, this is with respect to a transactional app, which they keep tracking who comes in first, and for them the priority will be given. Okay, and everything here is a time bounded. Within 5 seconds also, if you log in, the seats will be blocked. This is called time bounded task that I'm doing. Okay, so this is one thing, and this is another app. Which app is this?
Book my show.
I should.
Any good movie the last few days?
Deadpool.
What is it?
S3T.
Okay, anything else? Anyone watched Goat? I think the Goat is there in all the languages. Anyone? Is it worth watching it? Telugu people, Tamil people, Kannada people. Have you watched Goat?
I watched Goat Life, not the Goat.
Okay. Not even a single person. Surprising. Okay. Another example here is Book My Show. And you select some tickets 12 and 13. The moment you select it, right, and you're about to pay, the next person who logs in or the person who's sitting in the offline, the guy who sits near the theater, the ticket counter, and even if he goes and sees, this tickets will be blocked so that he will not assign to anyone else. The reason why we call it as it is so important because everything happens within milliseconds. ticket counter is about to select the towel and 13, but someone else has was done it online, immediately the seats will be blocked. There is no ever technology in the world which can match the speed of the SQL transactions. Okay, forget about everything. Forget about everything. Another easiest thing I'll give is, imagine you're transacting or you're scanning something or you're sending money to someone. Okay, initially the balance is 6,000. Immediately you do some transactions, maybe online scanner. The next minute the balance will reduce. The next minute the balance will reduce. Okay, let's say this person A has 6,000 is sending around 2,000 to another person. Let's assume that he is using a GPay. And the next second, right, next millisecond, you can see that the amount getting changed. Maybe these people may have not been notified with, a message. So usually nowadays, we get a message that this transaction has been done. This is the amount balance you have. But if you're doing in the untime, let's say night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you may not get messages. But in the back end, the transactions would have happened. And more than this, I would like to give an example of ATM. Okay, I'd like to give an example of ATM. ATM, you go to ATM, you put your card, you put your number, you put the amount, right? Let's say you put 5,000. By the time the amount gets counted there, you get some counting sound there, right? So for everyone, that's the most satisfying sound you can hear it, right? The counting sound, money counting sound. While counting the money itself, your phone would have got a notification. How many of you have observed this? You would have still not got your amount in your hand, but you would have got a message that your amount is debited. Have you all observed?
Yes.
Yeah, I observed it.
Yeah. If you have not observed, go to ATM today right away. Okay, go to ATM right away. Just enter the amount. Keep in one hand, keep the phone, and you enter some maybe 5,000, 3,000, so that it takes some time to count. While the time the amount is back to your hand, you will see a message. That fast is the transaction. Maybe the ATM which you're staying inside may have a network problem, Jio, Airtel, whatever it is, it has a network problem. You may not get the message, but you go and check your bank transaction. The next minute, the amount would have been detected. If the amount has been not detected, okay, let's see what is the consequence can happen. Anyone? Morning 10 o'clock, I have 10,000 in my balance. 10:05, I withdraw 2,000. 10:30, I've withdrawn again 3,000. 11 o'clock, again, I withdraw 5,000. But all these transactions are not changed immediately. It is taking some 3-4 hours to update it. In that case, what is the consequence that can happen?
Server down.
No, I'm not asking about server down. What happens if the transaction itself is not updated? What consequence can happen? What fraud can happen?
I can
We're trying
withdraw
to
the
withdraw
money.
again.
Yes, very good. You can withdraw more than that. Imagine your balance is 10,000. You have already withdrawn 5,000. Your bank still shows 10,000. Again, you'll go and withdraw 10,000. You keep withdrawing unless and until the bank comes in, and you will have never ever seen this happening in the real time, because banks are very conscious about every single transaction. And you know what? The transaction gets updated in not in seconds, it is in milliseconds. It gets updated in milliseconds. Okay, so all this managing day-to-day transactions, your air booking, air ticket booking, train ticket booking, book my show booking, and ATM transactions, sending money to someone, GPay, phone pay, Paytm, scanner, whatever examples I need to give, every single transaction which takes less than milliseconds and seconds, well, this type of transactions, we call it as OLTP. We call it as OLTP. Now let's go back and revive what is this OLTP. OLTP stands for Online Transactional Processing. Okay, so I repeat, OLTP stands for online transactional processing. Right from your ATM transaction to sending money to someone, every single transaction happens within seconds. We call this as online transactional processing. Okay, and this online transactional processing will be as fast as possible. Okay, so let me tell you the statement. Hope you don't forget this. Okay, which is the fastest running animal?
Cheetah.
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 Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other animal who can beat the speed of cheetah?
Ostrich.
Ostrich is bird. I'm asking about animal.
Okay, sorry.
Is there any other animal who can beat the speed of cheetah?
Maybe deer.
Maybe?
Deer can
Deer?
be possible.
No, not at all. The fastest running animal is cheetah. There is no other animal in this universe which can beat the speed of cheetah. Okay. Now, the fastest transactional processing technology is SQL. There is no other technology in this universe which can make as fast as transactions than SQL. Your cheetah is equal to SQL. Your SQL is equal to cheetah in terms of speed of execution. Your cheetah can run as fast as possible to execute its plan, whereas SQL will do the same thing. It can give you the transaction in seconds. There is no other technology in this universe which can match the speed of SQL. And that is why even today, after 50 years of the development, your SQL is still on top. Are we good?
Yes,
Yes?
Santosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Never forget about SQL. You remember cheetah. Okay? We are all having a very weak memory power, right? When I was educated, like when I was learning 10th standard, 12th standard engineering and all, there were no smartphones. So life was good. I used to go to cyber center. I used to pay 20 rupees. I used to get all the printouts. I used to browse it. I used to come back. But nowadays, even in your class time also, you people are also using smartphone and you're browsing something. Your people are watching Instagram reels. Even I am doing that same thing. I am also having a smartphone, right? So the learning is changed. The way we are focused, the way we were focused 10 years back has now changed. Now we are all distracted, very much distracted. You cannot sit or you cannot listen to a subject more than 45 minutes. That is what is happening. And we used to sit for hours and hours, right? Now, that's why here and there I'm giving you some hints to remember. Okay, if you want to remember how SQL is important, remember the word cheetah. There is no other animal who can beat the speed of cheetah. There is no other technology in this world which can beat the speed of SQL. Okay, remember this. Now, I'll tell you what happened in the next few things. This is fine. We were able to see all these transactions, everything went well. Okay. Now, I think most of you know this, Netflix. Okay, where you can watch your movies. Uh, Yesterday, I was just cleaning the house. Okay, I found something called DVD player in my home. I found a DVD player, and there are almost like 50, 60 cassettes. It was there, the CDs. The CD was there. Okay, I used to fight with my parents. Okay, please get me the CD. And they say that no, CDs are costly. So what they do is they get it for rent. We can watch it for one day and we can return it. I still remember I used to rush it up because one day rent is 50 rupees. Within one day, I need to watch. Else, if I keep it for 2 days, it's 100 rupees. So I come back running from school, I watch the movie, and in case if the time is run, I have to fast forward it. Everything I have done it. When? 12 years back. Today, you ask this 20 kids, 2K kids, sorry. You ask this 2K kids, what is this DVD player? What is this MP3 player? They will not know. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes. Yes, Santosh.
Yes, yes.
Anyone in this group who is a 2K kid? Anyone in this group is a 2K kid? 21, 22, 23 years of age? Anyone? Anyone? No one is there, huh? 22? Anyone with age 22? No. 23? No. 24?
Yes, 2000.
Oh, very good. Have you used DVD player?
Yes,
You have used?
yes,
Okay. 25? 25 age, anyone? 26?
Yes, Santosh.
Seems like everyone is elder than me. Anyone below 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yes, Santosh.
3, 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Will we all used Walkman? We have all used MP3 player, right? But nowadays, every movie you can watch it in Netflix, Hotstar, Prime, right? Now that's how the things have changed. Your DVD player is gone. Now everyone is watching everything in Netflix, Hotstar. Okay. So a couple of days back, I had installed this Netflix. I was just watching a couple of movies. Okay, I watched for 1 week. 1 week, I watched some around 3 to 4 movies. You know what happened? You know what happened? After 1 week, they gave this comment. They started recommending this movie because I watched a similar movie. Now this is called recommendation. The system is recommending me what movie I should watch. The system is recommending me what movie I should watch. This did not happen in the next second. They have observed my activity for 1 week. They've observed my activity for 1 week. After 1 week, they have decided, okay, this guy likes comic movies. This guy likes maybe action movies. Let me recommend him. This did not happen in 1 second. This did not happen in 1 minute. This has taken nearly 4-5 days of analysis. How many times I'm coming in, what is the time I'm watching it, what type of movies I'm watching. Based on that, they are recommending. This is called OLAP. OLAP. The one which you saw was OLTP, right? Online processing. This is analytical processing. They are analyzing it. They're analyzing it and they are throwing me the output. Okay. Now, let's give another example. Is iPhone 15 released or still it's going on? iPhone 15 is released?
It's
Yeah,
going.
it's-
Sorry?
16 is 15 is released already.
16
Sorry,
is
16. Sorry, 16. Sorry, I'm not an iPhone user, so I don't know the version. 16 is released?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. Anyone in this group having 16? I can actually read your mind, okay? I'm a mind reader. Forget about data engineering. I'm actually trained professional mind reader. I'm all reading your mind. If I have iPhone 16, I can buy this latest model. Why will I sit in this class at 7 o'clock in the morning? Agree? Agree?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, Santosh.
If I have a phone, iPhone 16, which is 1.3 or 1.4 lakhs, you can spend it just like that. Why will I sit in your boring class? Right? Now, imagine I wanted to buy an iPhone. What did I do? I browsed it in the Amazon. Okay, I browse it in the Amazon. So Amazon was showing like 1,15,000. So I was just literally thinking, oh my God, for phone, why should I spend 1,15,000? Okay, I started to show to my friends. My friends were like, hey, no, it's not worth. Maybe it's not worth for you because you all the time you be in the class, you work for office. Like, where do you have time to explore or take photos, right? So just ignore it, don't buy it. But still, I wanted to buy that brand. So I was thinking to buy it. So first day I thought, let me buy. My friends gave me a negative feedback. It's not that worth. Anyhow, after 2-3 years, the phone will become old. So why are you wasting 1.5 lakhs? So we'll just leave it. So I dropped the plan. So what did I do? I added the product to the cart. I added the product to the cart and then I removed it. Okay, then I removed it. Okay, fine. Second day, I again thought, come on, yaar, one life. Everyone has one life. Okay, for whom you're saving? For whom you're saving, right? You're earning to enjoy. So my complete mindset changed. So I thought, okay, whoever gives me a negative feedback about the product, let me buy. So I was about to buy. Then again, as in the 90s kids, right? We again, whatever we buy, the first thing is we show to our mother. So I showed my mom. She gave me one death stare. 1,50,000, you're going to buy a phone. Just try to invest in gold. So the second day also, plan cancelled. So I again removed from the cart. Third day again, I did the same thing. Then I myself felt, no, it's like over utilizing this money. So let me drop it. So 3 consecutive days, I have removed the product, added the product, removed the product, added the product, removed the product. 5th day, you will not believe Amazon has given me offers on that particular product. Maybe not a direct offer like 1,15,000, they'll reduce to 1 lakh. No, they have started giving some additional offers like credit card applied, 0% EMI, 5% cashback on HDFC credit card, 6% cashback on ICICI credit card, 0% EMI. All these benefits they have given. For Amazon, they've analyzed my activities. For the last 1 week, this guy is adding, dropping. Something is wrong. Maybe he's not happy with the price. Maybe he's not happy with the offers. So let me give him some offers. For Amazon perspective, something is better than nothing. You rather than dropping out of buying the product, now if they give you some offers, discounts, cashbacks, it is tempting you to buy. We are all having this one issue called dopamine issue, right? Every single person has some dopamine issue. So that they're attracting that. What they're doing, they're just trying to give you some cashbacks offers. They're influencing to buy. And end of the day, you buy purchasing. Now what happened? Day 1, when I'm browsing this product, they did not give me any offer. They did not give me any offer. They have researched, they have analyzed my activities, and then they are giving this offer. So I would say this is considered as OLAP, online analytical processing. They're analyzing before coming to the decision. Now this can wait. It can wait 1 day, it can wait 2 days, it can wait even 1 week. But the other one, your ATM transactions cannot take 1 week for updation. Now that's a 2 different directions that you can see. One is called online transactional processing. One is called online analytical processing. Transactional processing is as simple as that. The immediate transaction has to happen. Analytical processing can wait. Netflix can wait 1 week to recommend a movie. Amazon can wait for 1 week for recommending offers and discounts. So this too will define the OLAP and OLTP. Both we can do with SQL, but SQL is more important for online transactional processing. I'll tell you a statement. Listen carefully. Okay, my statement, you have to listen carefully to answer this question. Listen. Can cat, you know cat, right? CAT, cat. Can cat match the speed of cheetah?
No.
No.
Are you sure? Can cat match the speed of cheetah? Come
Never.
on. Be louder.
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Now the second question. Can cheetah match the speed of a cat?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
obviously.
Yes.
Okay. So cheetah can walk slowly also, as slow as cat, and it can run as fast as possible. But the reverse is not possible. Cat cannot match the speed of cheetah, right? Similarly, here if you see, for fast processing also you can use SQL, and for slow processing also you can use SQL. For analytical processing also you can use SQL. For immediate transaction also you can use SQL. But cheetah, if it is walking as slow as cat, doesn't make any sense. It can walk, but that's not the attitude of cheetah. That's not the attitude of cheetah. Cheetah, I cannot say wantedly you walk slow. I cannot do that, right? It's known for fast. So here also, SQL, if you say, it is known for its lightning speed. You can get the transactions as less as, I've given you a very good example of ATM transaction. The amount is still counting. You've still not got in your hand, and you can see a message, right? So that fast it is. And this is a one reason why today it has been considered as one of the most important for data processing. Are we good?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. So with this, we have seen what is SQL, history of SQL, why it is important. In the important, we have seen something called OLTP, okay, versus OLAP. We have seen this. In the next class, we will see which database we are going to learn and which database we are going to install, and your practicals will start. End of theory. In the next class, we are going to start with our practicals. Okay, with that, we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. To give another insight, we are here as a roadmap. We started learning SQL. Today is a day 3 of our session. First 2 days we talked about data engineering, and today we have started with SQL. 97 classes left after this. Any questions?
Sir, you are going to cover R language as well?
Sorry, what?
R language. R.
No, we are going to cover only Python.
Means R is the means old language or it's
R
still
is a statistical language which is more useful for your data science, not for data engineering. Data engineering, the first and foremost technology that we use is SQL and Python. So Python will be focusing.
Oh, okay, sure. Fine, thank you.
Any questions?
Will you explain SQL server or only MySQL?
MySQL.
Okay. Because Azure usually it is SQL server, right? After that,
Doesn't
they'll
matter. Doesn't matter which technology you use, right? We need to know language.
Okay.
So I'll give another example. Okay. Imagine that you are using Oracle. Imagine that you are using Samsung pen drive. Is Samsung pen drive different from Sony pen drive?
No.
Usage is same, right? Only the brand is
Usage.
same, right? Brand
Yeah.
is different. So similarly, you work with any database, doesn't matter. What is important is language. Imagine that you have joined this course for spoken English class. I'm teaching you English. If I teach you English, is it that you can only survive in India or you can survive all over the world?
All over the world.
Yeah. So you're focusing on language here. So you learn SQL, you can communicate with any database. That assurance I can give you here.
Okay.
Are we good?
Hello,
Yes.
this is Radhakrishna. Today is my first session, and I was missed last 2 sessions, but I watched your recording session. Okay. Currently I'm working as automation engineer, Python automation engineer. So I prefer that data engineer like myself. I think okay, this is a good for me. Shall I get some advice like is this the right path to
See,
to become a
this is a most demandful technology. Okay, you can get a very high package, lot of openings are there. Keeping all this aside, to learn, you already know Python. So that
Yes,
means
yes.
in 100%, you already know 25%. What you're doing automation, you are going to use it here, right? So there you're writing a different code, here you're going to use a different code. So compared to all the others, I would say you are always one step ahead. Okay, because you already know Python. So knowing
Yes.
SQL will give you 50% of ground, and rest 50% depends on cloud. So I would say this is a right course for you. Since you already
Okay.
come from a coding background, this is good for. But again, people who don't know anything also, they learn everything from 0. You're learning from 25. That's a straightforward answer.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And these sessions will include weekends also, right? Like Saturday, Sunday also will continue the class as a regular basis.
Mostly it will be 5 days only, 5 days a week. But in case
5
if
days.
any day if there is no class in the weekday, right, that will cover up in the weekends.
Okay. Every day it will go 1 hour 15 minutes, correct? Like it will not extend.
I mean, no,
in case.
see, the class is for only 5 days, okay? Class is for only 5 days, and it will be like 7 to 8:15. 1 hour 15 minutes where we'll have some question answers every session. But apart from that, in case if later after SQL, you will see 1.5 hours, because initially when we are going for a subject, we'll learn one step by step. So initially it will be 1 hour session. Slowly we'll increase to 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes. That's how it goes on. But the duration is 4.5 months, which we have planned. And the courses will be from Monday to Friday alone. And in case if you're doing some projects, if you're building some use cases, then in that case, it is not possible to complete in 1 hour. So we'll have that on the weekends. So towards the last phase of the projects or last phase of the course, you can see that you will have classes on Saturdays and Sundays. Apart from that, we don't have anything on weekends.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, so
I think your voice is a bit low.
Yeah, I've been joined into Power BI classes.
Power BI class, evening batch.
Yeah, evening batch.
Okay.
I missed your SQL classes, so that's why I'm joining here.
Mm.
I've been get 5 classes are free. Then how to get remaining classes?
Yeah, that
of
you can
SQL?
talk to our team. Our team can help you.
Yeah, fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So they'll add you to this group as well. So you'll get that information from our team.
Okay.
Any other questions?
When will we pay the money, Santosh? Do you have any idea?
First 5 days is free for you. Okay. And it's already 3rd class. So Wednesday will be the last paid free session. And after that, only registered people will be allowed to join. So you can still take another 2 days time. You can go through our classes, and only if you're satisfied, you can join. So you can wait till Wednesday. After the first 5 free sessions, you can take a call.
Okay.
Are we all good? Okay. If yes, we'll meet tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Thank you all. Have a great week ahead.
Thank you.